Hey guys, how are you doing today? Wedgie here, and I'm going to show you another way, a few ways, very many ways, so many ways to make a good amount of gold in a with relatively little work. Today is going to be the Adventurer's Guide edition. I'm going to go through Classic to Warlords of Draenor, and I'm going to go through the Adventurer's Guide, and I'm going to show you how to make gold. Starting with Blackwing Lair. I can't stress enough, you have the chance to make massive amounts of gold from nobody other than Neltharion and Blackwing Lair, because you can't see it here. I guess, this is a 40-man raid, but it only has 10 men, whatever. Uh, you can't see it in the dungeon journal, but they took, I can't remember if it was in Cataclysm or what, but they redid things, took a lot of stuff out of the game, and said, well, where are we going to put this stuff? People still want it. Oh, let's put it in on Nefarian. He drops, 4 or 5 items every single time you kill him, and it has a chance, like, they're all BOE items, they're all like greens and blues and recipes and stuff like that, but they have a chance to be very, very rare and very, very nice items, like the Orb of Deception, which I seen on my server the other day for 40k. Recipes that I see going constantly for 150, 160k. So very rare stuff, stuff that collectors really want. So if you're lucky enough, you can get a lot of gold just by killing Nefarian. Now, I am going to run through and kill Nefarian on 3 different toons, show you what I get, and then I will come back to my main toon here, and I will go through the dungeon journal and show you the best bosses to kill, or zones to go, and things to do to get a good chunk of gold, and I will give you a rough price on how much I think things are worth based off of the knowledge on my server. Now, my server prices tend to be a little bit higher because I'm on a smaller server. But, typically in my experience, comparing to other servers and stuff, it's within a 40% difference. But your server, things might sell higher, they might sell a little bit lower, but if you have the patience, you can make a lot of money doing this. If you're lucky enough to get everything that I tell you to get in 1 week, there's no doubt that you'll be getting 150,000 gold. Now, there's no chance of you getting absolutely everything that I mention, but you can probably get 10 to 20k if you do all the dungeons that I tell you to do. So here we go, guys. I'm going to kill Nefarian on 3 different toons for you, starting now. Alrighty, guys. So on my first walkthrough of Netharian's lair, I didn't really find too much in the way of greens, but I did find a pet for Chromagus, or whatever his little pet is, and that's actually a very good pet. It's one that I use all the time. I can't quite remember, I'll check, but I think you can get, close to 1,000, if not a couple thousand gold for that. We also got Dreamweaver armor, which looks cool. That'll sell for a little bit. The red sack of gems, all this stuff. You get a lot of transmog gear running here. I recommend doing it. But we get a little bit of, rare loot from doing this. You get a few greens, a few blues, and like I said, sometimes you'll get it like really rare recipes and things like that. Stuff that you can sell for thousands of gold. I've already seen recipes that drop from this guy sell for, you know, 80, 90,000 gold. It's not common, but it can happen. This guy drops the Orb of Deception, really cool toy. I think the average price is 30, 40k, something like that. But I'm going to do this a few more times, and I will keep note of what I got. So I got some bracers, probably won't sell for a lot. A chest piece, that looks pretty cool, that might sell. A cool shield, that'll definitely sell. And this chest piece, that'll sell eventually, because that's cool. I'd say this is probably, you know, I'd say definitely 2,000 gold. This took about 5 minutes, and something that they changed this week that made it really easy is the first boss is now super soloable. It used to be hard. You used to have to time it because there was a cast time and a cooldown to kill the eggs. Now there is no cooldown and no cast time. You can just kill the eggs one by one. And the suppression room that slows you down a lot, if you are a rogue or a druid, you can stealth through there and it will not slow you down at all. Death Knights, if you go into March of the Damned, you can get through there in as little as 2 Wraith Walks. It's pretty cool. Mages can blink. There's a lot you can do to get through there, but definitely Rogues and Druids have the advantage with stealth. Alright, let me go see what else I can find in here. So after my 3 kills of Nefarian, this is what I ended up with. This little bit of loot right here. About 12 items, 12, 13 items, plus 4 pets. I got 2 Creminiuses, and they're currently going for 7k, so a lot of gold. I'm probably not going to get that much for them, but if I were to sell all of this stuff, which I won't be, I'd get about roughly 12k. Now, I know what you're thinking, 7 plus 7 is more than 12. Well, I don't think I'm going to get 7k for each of these. I'll probably get about 3 or 4. But with all the other stuff, I'll get about 12k. Not bad for taking half an hour out of my day to run Nefarian a few times. These pants right here, I'm very excited I got them. They usually sell for about 1500 gold, but I've wanted them for a long time with my hunter. Now let me switch to my main, and I'm going to go through the dungeon journal and show you some more ways to make a whole bunch of gold. Okay guys, so I do these videos in clips, and the first time I shot the clip of this part of the video, it was over 8 minutes long. I'm going to try and do this very quickly, so I'm going to talk fast, and I'm going to try and shorten the video. Other than doing Blackwing Lair, you want to, in Burning Crusade, do Serpent Shrine Cavern. Kill the final boss. It should be pretty easy, just make sure you pull her to the side, and then hit her very hard, or she'll go invincible, and the fight will take forever. Dripping Strider Egg sells for about 10k. Do Battle Mount Hyjal. You're going to want a ranged for this because it's very difficult for melee to do. The Grotesque Statue and the Hyjal Wisp sell for 5 to 15k a piece. A lot of gold because you need to be you don't need to be a ranged, but it's hard to do if you're not a ranged. Wrath of the Lich King, huge amount of gold here. Probably the biggest amount of gold you're gonna get out of this video on the on a week-to-week basis. Ulduar, or not Ulduar, Trial of the Crusader. You want to do it on the hardest difficulty you can, but any difficulty is fine. The Giant Worm Egg sells for a little bit from the first boss, but he also has a chance to drop a Snowballed Runt. I've sold these already for 30k. I've seen them as high as 50k. They sell for a lot, but they're kind of rare. It's worth doing till the end for the Nerubian Relic, but he don't sell for a whole lot, 3 to 7k. ICC. Now, this you can get up to 120k for. Currently, if you get the Drudge Remains on my server, he's going for 120k. The average price across the United States is 65k. Reason being, it's on normal. On normal, the mount does not have a chance to drop. So if you're looking for gold, do it on 10-man normal, the lowest possible difficulty. You'll have no chance at a mount, but you will have a chance at this pet, because nobody's going for this pet, they're only going for that mount. So you can easily sell this pet, probably overnight for 30k. If you give it some time, you might be able to get 50 to 100k for it. Outside of Wrath of the Lich King, you want to go to Cataclysm. There's not a whole lot, but if you do all the raids in there, they have a chance to drop some really nice BOE items that sell for a lot. Mist, there's also not a lot. They'll be adding more stuff soon enough, but skip right to Warlords of Draenor. There's not a lot in the raids, but if you go to Draenor, you go to Nagrand, and you go in this area, there are 3 different rares. They drop pets. They don't always drop a pet, but each pet, they're little mana fiends. Each one drops a different mana fiend. They're, I think, Guck, Muck, and Ruck, or something like that. I know one is definitely named Guck. 3 rare ogres. They each of them pets that they have a chance to drop sell for anywhere from 3 to 7k, depending on the market at the time. So I really hope you guys can get some gold from this. I really hope I'm lining your pockets. Like I said, some of this stuff sells from anywhere from 20 to 100k. If you go to Wrath of the Lich King and Trial of the Crusader, this thing sells for, anywhere from 20 to 50, and, the one from Lich King himself can sell for up to 100. So if you get some gold from this, if this helps you out in any way, or even if you get a little transmog going through the dungeons, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe. I really love making these videos for you guys, and most of all, just thanks for watching.